I apologize to the folks at home. I think my computer had just been doing too many things for too long, and I needed to start everything fresh. So we'll keep the original video as an introduction. If you haven't watched it yet, make sure you did that. I'm picking back up where I left off. We were talking about letter A, finding the interest charge on his unpaid balance of $1,200. Remember how we find percentage of an amount. 2% in decimal form so that we can use it is 2/100ths, like that. We multiply that times the amount to find how much interest is that. Okay? So just to save time, I know you know that I could do this longhand, but 2/100ths times the $1,200 in balance, there you go, is $24. That's the answer they're looking for, letter A, $24. Okay, now, if you have the choice of paying the balance plus interest in full, everything you owe, or making the minimum payment of $50, Jason makes only the minimum payment each month. What balance will he carry to the next month? So the way we find that out is, this month he owes $1,200, okay? That's his balance. We just learned, okay, letter A, if you have a series of letters in one problem, then you'll probably use the previous letter to help you with the next one. So $24 is part of what he now owes, right? $24. If he just makes the minimum payment, okay, that's $1,224 minus the minimum. You have to pay at least $50 a month, okay, in order to stay on the card and not get in trouble. He will carry this amount. So 4, 7, 11, $1,174. Now letter C, if he makes that minimum payment, okay, we're going to continue building on letter B, makes an additional $800. Oh, Jason, don't do it. Makes another $800 in purchases. This is not good financial activity. The next month, what will his new balance be going into the following month after interest is applied on the new month? So basically, what is his balance after now 2 months? He had the $1,174. Let's remember that. He makes how many dollars in payments? $800 more. Okay, before we calculate his new interest to add, we need to find out what this is. Well, that's $1,974. That's easy enough. How do we find interest? 2% interest on this amount? We multiply by 2/100ths. What's his interest amount for this month? It's going to be more now because he's made more purchases and he's barely paid any of it back. Jason. Looks like he's at about $39 in interest, okay? What do I do with that? Add the next month's interest on what's his new approximate, because I just rounded this, balance. Add 39 to 1974. Oops, not $19.74. Jason wishes. There we go. Now he's at $2,013 about. Let's make sure I did that right. I'm going to peek at my answers. They rounded it to 2000. I would accept 2013 because I feel like I still rounded it. But you could just say $2,000. Oh, Jason, not good. All right, so that's how we did those. Now, letter A in the lesson practice, that's what this is. This is lesson practice here. I'm just going to do it because they didn't do any mortgage problems. We talked about mortgages, but let's say two families bought $300,000 houses, all right? And they're going to pay that back over 30 years. Okay, both of them are paid this much, $300,000. Both paid, bought the same cost house. One is being paid at $1,800 a month, right, over 30 years. And the other one I'm doing in purple over here, they're paying a little more back every year. But their interest rate's higher, so it's going to still take 30 years. So they'll actually end up still spending more because of that higher interest rate. So they're paying more, but they're not owning more because of it, if that makes sense. So the most important thing to understand with this problem, there's a lot going on up here. This is not something you're having to use. Okay, that's superfluous information. That's extra. The interest rates are interesting on these mortgage and auto loan problems, but because they're complicated and we're going over years and years and years, they take a lot of work. You're just not going to have to use them like you did with the credit card. All right, so that's kind of nice. They're asking what's the difference in how much this is going to be and this, right? So we're going to end up subtracting, aren't we? That's what difference means. All you're doing is finding $2,000 over 30 years. What's that total? So that you can subtract this total over here. Okay, let's do the bigger amount first, because that's how we do difference. We can't just do 2,000 times 30. Why? Because it's $2,000 per month. So you're paying this much per year, right? 2,000 times 12, $24,000 a year in mortgage payments. Now multiply by 30, because that's per year, $720,000 total over here. And then this will be less because it's less per month, $1,800 per month. So in 1 year, 21,600 times what? Times 30 years. 648,000. We said it would be less. Subtract these. 720,000 minus 648,000. You get $72,000. That's the answer to the difference in letter A. All right, so I did that one for you. Maybe write that out in your notes so you've got it in case it shows up in an assignment. Last one, let's do letter C in orange here. Two friends have an auto loan. They each have won $20,000, okay? So this guy over here, $20,000. This girl, $20,000. One was repaid at 8% in 3 years at about $625 per month. $625 a month for 3 years. Kind of like we blocked this out last time. The other one's doing $405, so less per month, but here's the kicker, more years. The total of the payments for the 5 years is going to be more, it says. How much more? Notice, once again, this didn't matter. When we do auto loans and mortgage loans, we aren't going to bother with, they're just telling you that. But it doesn't get factored into the problem. So let's find, if this one's more, let's find this first. $405 per month for 5 years. How do I find out their total payments? Same thing as before. 405 times 12 months a year. Whoops. $4,860 a year. How many years? This one was 5 years. So they end up paying $24,300 $300, which is what we were trying to explain in the intro video. Yes, the car only costs $20,000 on the sticker. We call it the sticker price. But this is what you actually pay because of the extra charges you pay to the finance company or the bank or whoever did it. Okay, this is going to be less. 3 years, which is, we can do it in this direction if you want, 36 months. How much per month? 620. Whoa. Big calculator. $22,500. How do we find difference? We subtract here. So got to borrow 0, 0, what, 8? 1. $1,800 more. Okay, feel free to rewind, rewatch that work I just did if you need. I'd like you to do letter E on your own. Letter E is kind of like, letter E is sort of like ABC that I did, okay? It says find the monthly interest charge, how much they pay in interest per month. When you have a $12,000 carried unpaid balance, and you're paying 2% again, so 2/100ths. First do that, and then the second answer, if the $12,000 balance is carried for a year, how many, well, first of all, it's 12 monthly payments. How much in just interest will that end up costing you? Okay, so just multiply, I think, by how many months, and you should be good. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you watched both videos and do letter E.